Well, hello there, my fellow Marines. How are you doing today? King Rex is here, and today we're continuing on with our hero reviews in Iron Marines Invasion. Last time we talked about Gauntlet, who was the last $5 character in the game. Now we're jumping into the high tier category. Whopping $7 characters, and there's two of them. So you have to pick very wisely which one you're gonna pick. The first option is Red Dragon.
Need a flight? Engines roaring!
So yeah, Red Dragon is basically Blue Dragon of this game. Or is he? Blue Dragon used to be very OP in the original Iron Marines, especially against the Rads, because she was able to one-tap portals, which was insane. But here, Red Dragon is a little bit different. His damage is good, he has fast attack rate, he can shoot out 2 missiles, just like Blue Dragon. The only difference is that his missiles also set enemies on fire, which is good. And he has a good amount of armor. But there is one big problem with him that we're gonna touch on once we get into the gameplay. For now, let's just take a look at his skills. Starting off with Concentrated Ray. Temporarily transforms his cannons into a single focused beam that deals constant damage. So he basically deals damage over time. Kinda like the Blazing Gem minus the incremental damage. Which is good. You know, it's definitely stronger against buildings and high tier enemies than your basic attack, but for the most part, that's about it. And the cooldown is slow, so even though you can have this beam on for quite some time, it's gonna take a while for it to recharge. And similar to how Gauntlet's, let me see, what was his ability called? Overcharge. You can tap it to activate it on and off, so you don't have to use it for the whole duration, I believe. And his rank ups are kinda cool. Electric Charge. Concentrated Ray now slows down enemies, so that's cool. But I don't find this to be great. Like, unless you're using this ability on like a high tier melee enemy like a Nemesis, I don't find it to be that good. The next rank up is pretty cool though. Prismatic Ricochet. T5 activates its Prism module, allowing Super Ray to hit multiple enemies at once. So you're able to hit more than one target with it, which is cool. Speaking of T5, here's his other ability, TechBot. Deploys T5 in combat mode to the battlefield at the expense of not launching missiles. So you basically get a melee unit at the expense of not being able to shoot out your missiles, which, you know, the missiles are actually one of the best things about Red Dragon, so this guy has to be really good, right? Well, it's questionable. The goodness of the TechBot is questionable. Here are his ranks. Weakening Punch. T5 attacks apply weakening to enemies. Now, I'm not sure what weakening means. I haven't seen this term in this game besides the Red Dragon, so I would assume it makes them like take more damage or maybe reduces their armor. It's one of the two. I'm pretty sure about it. And then Turbine Punch. T5 spins around, hitting and pushing back all enemies. So an AoE attack that knocks back. Cool. And the funny thing about the TechBot is that you can actually get him in and out of combat all the time. Even though the cooldown says it's regular, as long as the drone doesn't die, you can actually let this guy get on very, very low health. And then right as he is about to die, you can just get him back into the ship, and he's gonna respawn with full HP after like 2 seconds. Which is pretty cool. You can abuse this mechanic to your advantage for sure. And last but not least, Saturation Bombing. Launches an intense orbital missile attack to a selected area. So remember that very strong item in the original Iron Marines, the Orbital Strike? Well, he has this as his ultimate. And that seems ridiculous. But the cooldown is slow, so you're not gonna be able to use it very often. And the damage is good. I would definitely say it's above average, but it's not the greatest against like super high tier enemies, especially enemies who have very high armor. Now, the rank ups are pretty nice though. Shockwave. The bombs impact stun the enemies in the area, so if somebody survives the barrage, they're gonna be stunned for quite a while. And then Broken Arrow. Micro missiles, explosions leave a temporary healing zone, so you can use it. So what I like doing with the saturation bombing is I pick a horde of enemies, bombard them, and while they're getting bombarded, I just move my units in, so that way they can start healing a little bit if they've been damaged previously. Which is pretty cool. So yeah, Red Dragon seems good for $7, right? Well, let's test them out and see how well he performs. let's go back to Killing Grounds and test out his goodness. Okay, there we go. So yeah, obviously he's a flying unit, so he can fly over over stuff, which is nice. Movement speed wise, for a flying unit, he's not exactly fast, but he's not slow either. There's his basic attack, as you can see right here. Here are the missiles, and the missiles are doing alright. As you can see, he's taking down this building pretty fast. But as you can see, the missile guys... Whoa, hey, yo. What happened? What happened to my guy? Look at that. He just died off. What happened here, guys? Well, that's the problem that I was talking about earlier. He is a flying unit, and he is classified as a vehicle. So, what does that mean? Well, it means one little thing. Let me show you here. Here are his stats. He is an aero unit. Well, my bad. He's not classified as a vehicle, even though he should be. I mean, he's in a freaking plane. How is this not classified as a vehicle? I don't know. But he is a flying unit. So, enemies that do bonus damage against flying enemies, like the enemy Apocritters, they can shred us out. As you saw, he died very, very quickly, even with his somewhat good armor. So, that was a tad bit underwhelming, to be honest. You know, you think that a $7 character shouldn't be able to die off like this, but there it is. He just died. Anyway, let's grab this command point and start heading out towards battle. His missiles, though, are very good, though. I mean, look at that. We just shredded these guys like there's no tomorrow. But we did end up taking quite a bit of damage. Why? Because they do bonus damage to flying enemies. Okay, let's go for the good old Mauler. Actually, let's turn him into a Gale, because he has better mobility. Okay, now let's just move into battle, I guess. Alright, move in. There we go. Pew 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 pew. There we go. Start shooting at enemies. Oops. I screwed up. I screwed up a little bit here. Dark Killer, I don't care. I don't care about bounties. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Infinity and beyond. Nice but slightly light year reference from Toy Story. Okay, there we go. Let's start shooting. And you know what? Let's deploy the bot. Let's deploy him. There he is. Can we see him? Can I get him in a little bit more? Oh yeah, there he is. As you can see, here is the tech bot. He has a little bit of health. Good armor. He can do armor piercing damage, so he can ignore some armor. He doesn't have that much movement speed, but as you can see, he is doing relatively fine. But unfortunately, my character just died, so that sucks. At least we can showcase the healing area. As you can see, the Mauler is regenerating a decent amount. He's not super fastly regenerating, but he's definitely surviving for longer than he should be, which is a good thing. Alright, now, I guess we need to showcase the beams, but I don't know, let's just go. There it is. You see, we're just destroying everything, which is good, but again, the fact that he can just die off so easily, depending on what type of unit that he's facing, can definitely be annoying. Also, my Mauler is about to die. So, can we take care of this building right away, please? Please. Okay, let's deploy T5. T5, distract from me. There you are. You can see, that was his area attack. There you go. Now we're gonna recruit him back because he was getting low on HP. And we can just get him back into action again, right away, without having to wait. But as you can see, we're doing fine. Like, he's definitely a good character for $7, but my only problem with Red Dragon is how some enemies can just absolutely destroy him. Like that's disgusting. Like, I don't know how to really put it. For some reason he just dies off to certain enemies because of the bonus damage they do. Also, I lost my Mauler. Rip. Rest in pepperoni Mauler. You'll be missed. Okay, let's get the laser. See how it does. And it's doing fine against buildings. It's not great. Okay, there we go. And let's just move him in there and see what we can do. So,
Eyes open, T5.
after seeing how he performs, what are my thoughts on Red Dragon?
Underway.
He's fine. I would say for $7 he may not be the best option though, because as you can see, the missiles are dealing like a quarter of his health. That shouldn't be happening. He is meant to be a whopping $7 character. He should be shredding through everything, but he just isn't. He's kinda dying.
Copy that.
Bruh. Come on now. Alright, can we at least take care of this? Nope. He died. RIP. Okay, you know what? Screw this. Let's just do this. Okay, yeah, the missiles are maybe not as strong as I thought. So, Red Dragon. Is he worth buying? In my humble opinion, no. For $7 you should be getting something ridiculous. Something that makes the game turn on its head and make it easy, but... Red Dragon just doesn't seem to do that. Like, he's fine in most situations, but as you can see, his durability is very questionable depending on which enemies he's fighting. Like, I can't put him in fighting because he just dies so fast. You definitely need somebody to tank for him, otherwise he's probably gonna die. Like, look at that. At least he's kind of like a gloss cannon, basically. I guess if you're into gloss cannons, you can play with him, but for me personally, I can't give him more than 8 out of 10. He's kind of meh. I don't know, maybe even 7.5, because for a $7 character, he's definitely a bit underwhelming. So yeah, guys. Well, with that out of the way, that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I appreciate you for sticking around to the end. Subscribe if you want to see more of this content in the future. And while you're at it, drop a like on the video. It means a lot to me. And I will see you in the next video. Until it comes, that was King Rexy. Over and out.